How do aliens destroy humans? I zoomed in countless times on this alloy diamond, and found a super waxworm. It split into two directly after eating the diamond. They rely on swallowing metal to get energy. The reproduction speed is unbelievable. The alloy diamond was fine just now, but it was eaten in an instant. The maintenance staff was scared to run away, but the officer called him, because they found the maintenance staff's protective suit suddenly broken. The maintenance staff was so scared that he didn't know what to do. He hurried to swipe the card, but the officer didn't move. He begged the officer to let him out, but the officer refused to save him, because if he let him out, the waxworm would devour everything on the earth, so he could only watch him be devoured by the worm. He fell into the bloodstream. What's more shocking is that they found the fixed frame of the tide giant was quickly eaten by the waxworm. Then the bulletproof glass gradually cracked. It looked like something was wrong. The officer immediately pressed to destroy the secret path. He spat it out, and a flame of 20,000 degrees suddenly burst out. However, after a high-temperature burning, not even a hair of the alien giant was burned. Instead, it provided enough energy for him. Everyone was stunned. The giant stared at the group. He slowly raised his surrender gesture. At this moment, he turned into countless metal waxworms. Seeing this situation, the officer began to panic. At first, he wanted to swipe the card and run away. Open the door. This facility has been sealed, but the base was completely blocked by the soldiers. No one could leave. Then in the next second, countless waxworms broke through the protective window in an instant, devouring the entire experimental base. A large number of armored vehicles had been waiting outside for a long time. The 20-meter steel door suddenly began to deform. Suddenly, the large steel door weighing 100 tons was blown away by the waxworms a few hundred meters away. Then a large group of fog-struck waxworms sprang out. The commander immediately ordered to go to the office. The countless machine guns and rocket launchers rushed towards the waxworms. But after attacking the target, they were absorbed by the waxworms in an instant. Not only did it not work, but it also became the food of the waxworms. Each shot of the bomb expanded the group of worms. As the number of waxworms increased rapidly, the soldiers were scared to death. But it was too late. The waxworms were running fast all over the place. The entire artillery unit was eaten up. However, the disaster had just begun. After the defense minister received the news, the waxworms were flying all over the world. At this time, a large truck was driving on the highway of heaven. The driver found some stains on the windshield glass. He opened it and scraped it off, but he couldn't scrape it off. The waxworms followed the truck. They were running at high speed. It only took 11.9 seconds. A 30-ton truck and the driver were eaten up. Not a single stain was left. The 8-meter-wide highway became a piece of mud. Even the advertisement sign next to it was not spared. The waxworms soon arrived in the city. At this time, the group of worms expanded a dozen times. It became more and more terrible. Even the 20,000 square meter stadium was moved to a flat ground in an instant. It was eaten up. No trace of humans was left. Looking at the imminent disaster, the defense minister had no choice but to watch the waxworms and attack the big city nearby. Humans had no solution. Only this man could save the world. Because he was the star of the universe, the complex ecological satellite management department, the B-level inspector, Kratu. It was because of his appearance that the worms that could devour everything were released. So why did the aliens destroy humans? In 1928, a starlight ball landed on a snowy mountain in India. It was found by an Indian climber. He was curious and touched it, but there was no reaction. So he took out a hammer and hit it gently. He scratched the shell above and saw the strange starry sky inside. Suddenly, the ball burst into brilliant light. The climber fainted. When he woke up again, the ball was gone, but there was a mark on his back. So the alien collected the climber's DNA. Of course, the alien hidden in the crystal ball was the planet Inspector Kratu. The alien civilization has reached a considerable height. They even abandoned their bodies. They were completely in a state of soul, and their souls could enter any form of body at will. It was a state of complete immortality. So when the climber smashed the ball, he didn't find the existence of the alien. A 100-meter-tall alien-shaped armored robot came to Earth. Then he looked around. All human electronic devices went out of order. Then he made a loud noise. The humans in the town fell to the ground. How powerful is the alien robot? Faced with the sudden arrival of aliens, the selfless and beautiful country ordered the most powerful drone to destroy it completely. But before the drone got close, it was discovered by the alien robot. It immediately launched a beam of light. the commander hurriedly ordered the launch of the Pteranodon missile. As expected, they were all successfully intercepted by the robot's beam of light. Originally, the military was preparing for the next wave of attacks, but the drone was taken over by the robot. It began to counterattack the human artillery. After emptying the armed forces of humans, the robot automatically entered a standstill state. The commander who was angry was instantly beheaded, but there was nothing he could do. Now, the high-tech of humans can't take a single blow in front of the alien technology. It can't make a strong attack at a glance. The military tried to take a conservative strategy. They used 3 giant insulating steel plates to take the alien robot away. They transported it to a secret experimental base deep underground. As expected, it didn't launch an attack. After being transported to the underground base, they were going to use diamonds to disassemble the robot's body. The commander who was sent temporarily came to the glass to check the situation, but the alien robot's eyes followed him. The commander was a little scared. He ordered the maintenance workers to fix the diamonds and open the lid immediately. This is how the beginning of the end of the world happened. On the other hand, Kratu led the sea wheel to drive to the outskirts. He walked to the deep swamp edge of the forest and started the program to save the Earth. A small light ball slowly floats out of the water. Under the strong light, all kinds of creatures in the water swam into the light ball. The sea wheel behind looked at the wooden pocket. Kratu shot water in the swamp and fired 4 arrows, then put his hand on the light ball. Countless similar light balls, whether it's deep in the ocean or the tropical rainforest, they're all collecting all kinds of animals. But they didn't collect plants. Because animals have souls, but plants don't. Aliens actually want to preserve the souls of animals, but human souls are too dirty and selfish. So aliens think humans should be destroyed. So after collecting the wild species on the Earth, the light ball slowly went into the air one by one. After a while, the light ball in the world at the same time transferred the animals to outer space and left the Earth's hometown. Now there are only humans left on the Earth. People look at the light ball leaving and naively think that the Earth is safe. But the sea wheel that has been with Kratu realizes something wrong. Under his questioning, Kratu no longer hides he's from the Space Planet Department. He's an environmental investigator. His mission this time is to save the life planet from the hands of humans. Because humans have been longing for the Earth. The Earth is gradually heading towards death. Only by eliminating humans will the Earth not be in danger. So he released the worm that swallows everything to eliminate all humans. The sea wheel that understands the truth begs him not to do this. He also said that humans will learn to change. But aliens have been waiting for too long. They also hope that humans can change. But humans are still eager to die and never repent. So aliens will destroy humans as soon as possible to restore the Earth and restart the Earth. Now the destruction program has started. Even if you kill Kratu, the destruction program will still be executed. Just as the sea wheel begs, hoping that Kratu will give humans another chance. A passerby detects them suddenly. Kratu directly touches the engine. The car hit the detector. The detector fell to the ground and died instantly. Kratu thinks the detector is just an obstacle. He accidentally hurt him. So Kratu used his superpowers to save him again. The sea wheel realizes that if it can make Kratu believe that humans will change, there is still hope for everything. He brings Kratu to a famous biologist's house to talk to him. Kratu finds on the blackboard a formula that was almost solved by a scientist. Just when Kratu solved the formula that the scientist had not solved, the scientist really solved it with his intelligence. But then the scientist said a very meaningful conversation. The problem is not technology. The problem is you. You lack the will to change. Then help us, Jay. I cannot change my nature. You treat the world as you treat each other. But every civilization reaches a crisis point eventually. Most of them don't make it. Yours did. How? Our sun was dying. We had to evolve in order to survive. So it was only when your world was threatened with destruction that you became what you are now. Yes. Well, that's where we are. You say we're on the brink of destruction, and you're right. But it's only on the brink that people find the will to change. Only at the precipice do we evolve. This is our moment. Don't take it from us. We're close to an answer. The topic has reached this point. There is no way to continue. This is an uncertain answer. Everyone has their own standard. Then the military helicopter came after. The 3 had to run into the woods. The little boy didn't run.